Hi guys! So it's been a few weeks since I uploaded a video. I had a family emergency and was away. Now I'm back and getting over a cold and sore throat. So I thought this is the perfect time to make a pot of chicken noodle soup. A bowl of this definitely makes you feel better when you're sick. It's full of nutrients and very comforting. Some people eat soup when they're trying to lose weight, and this is a healthy, light soup you can add to your diet. I've made this recipe really simple, with very little work for you to do, and the taste is absolutely delicious. It's really good homemade chicken soup. First, put a 3.5 to 4 pound whole chicken in a big pot. I'm also using the neck, liver, and other parts that come inside the chicken in a little bag. Next, 2 yellow onions that I've washed and cut in half. Leave the skin on. 3 stalks of celery, cut up. 2 carrots, cut up. 2 parsnips, cut up. The vegetables can be cut into big chunks, and you don't have to peel them. Just wash them. I bought a bunch of carrots with the greens attached, and these are the carrot greens. These are celery leaves that came with the celery stalks, and about 12 sprigs of parsley, a big handful. All these leaves add a lot of deep flavor to the broth. Add 2 teaspoons salt, 2 whole peeled garlic cloves, a 2-inch piece of peeled ginger root cut in half, 2 bay leaves, 3 cloves, and 20 peppercorns, about half a teaspoon. Cover with cold water. Bring this to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, turn down the heat to low. The broth should be simmering and cook for 30 minutes. While the soup is cooking, make sure to skim any scum or impurities from the surface. It's been 30 minutes. Now I pull the chicken out and take the breast meat off. Otherwise, the meat turns into mush later. It's best to put a wooden spoon inside the chicken, put another spoon on the other side, and pull it out. If you don't want to handle a whole hot chicken like this, what you can do is cut up your chicken into 8 pieces in the beginning and put it in the pot instead of putting it in whole. This way you can just pull out the breasts with tongs. Now put the chicken back in the pot. It's fine if it's in pieces. We'll let this simmer for 1.5 hours. Basically, you want the liquid to be reduced in half. When the soup is close to being done, cook your favorite type of noodle to put in the soup. I'm using egg noodles. These are classic chicken soup noodles. I don't like to cook the noodles in the soup because it makes the broth cloudy. Drain the noodles and put them aside. The liquid is reduced in half now. Taste and add more salt if you like. Pull the meat out, take the meat off the bones, and reserve the meat in a container. Drain the rest of the pot. Make sure to press everything against the strainer to get the last bit of broth out. Here's our chicken noodle soup. I thinly sliced 1 stalk of celery, 2 small carrots, and cooked them separately for a few minutes. Then I added those veggies to the strained broth. I've also added the cooked noodles and cut up chicken breast that we removed from the broth earlier. So my soup only has the breast meat in it. There was a lot of meat on the whole chicken, and I put away the rest of the meat for another recipe. I like a lot of broth in my soup, so this amount of meat and noodles is enough for me. It's really personal preference. Add as much or little of the meat and noodles as you'd like. Add some fresh chopped parsley to the soup, and it's ready to serve. I eat this right away since I've already waited 2 hours. Some people like to refrigerate it so the fat forms a solid layer on top, and it can be easily removed. If you're on a diet and trying to avoid fat, you can refrigerate it and remove the fat. The meat is moist, the vegetables and pasta are cooked perfectly, not mushy, and that's because we cooked everything separately. Also, if you're cooking the pasta and veggies in the strained broth, you're going to end up with less broth. With this soup, you want a lot of broth since that's really what feels good going down your throat, especially when you're not feeling well. Are you going to be making the soup when you're very sick? Of course not. It's best to make this right when you feel like you're getting sick or when you're just starting to get better. This is also a great soup to make ahead and freeze, so it's ready to heat up when you want. After you drink this soup, it'll be hard to go back to canned or boxed soup. I really hope you try this chicken noodle soup and let me know how it turned out. Subscribe and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.